I mean, he already got convicted. So for me, without going into too many details, somebody come to the shop. They know when Hustle pull up, we in the doorway. You gonna see me with a hoodie on, and I got a pistol on me.
Blacc Sam, Nipsey Hussle's older brother, has a life story straight out of a movie. Growing up in South Central LA's tough rolling 60s neighborhood, he's experienced it all, from burying $250,000 in their mom's backyard to narrowly dodging bullets from the police. His life has been a wild ride of street smarts, family loyalty, and survival. Blacc Sam and Nipsey Hussle, two brothers bound by blood and a shared dream. Sam, the elder brother, was the silent force behind the Hussle empire. Growing up in the gritty streets of South Los Angeles, he witnessed life's harshest realities and was always there to protect his younger brother. Their bond was unbreakable, a testament to the power of family and loyalty. While Nipsey Hussle became the public face of their movement, Blacc Sam was the mastermind behind the scenes, the strategist, the backbone, the one who kept everything grounded in reality. Blacc Sam, born Samuel Asghedom, grew up in the gritty streets of South Central LA, with roots that stretched to both America and Eritrea. Life in their neighborhood was tough. Violence, poverty, and gang activity were part of the everyday landscape. The Rollin' 60s gang had a heavy presence, shaping much of the world around him. Sam and his younger brother Nipsey spent most of their childhood with their mom and grandma. Their dad was around on weekends, but their mom and grandma were their anchors. It was a close-knit family, so close that the brothers shared a bed with their mom in their grandmother's home. Eventually, their mom saved up enough to buy a house nearby. But even then, life wasn't easy. Once they moved, the financial strain was evident. Sam quickly understood the value of money. As a young hustler, he made ends meet by flipping coins or playing basketball for cash. That entrepreneurial spark would only grow. His mom wanted better opportunities for him and enrolled him in a magnet school in Watts. The school wasn't what he had hoped for, but he adapted, learning how to navigate the challenges. Being at the same school as Nipsey gave them a chance to stick together and support each other. Even as a teen, Sam's entrepreneurial streak was undeniable. He found ways to make money and was always on the lookout for opportunities. One of his early ventures was selling DVDs. With DVDs becoming more popular than VHS tapes, Sam saw a golden opportunity. He started small, buying DVDs cheaply and reselling them for a profit. Business was booming, and he eventually quit his job at a local restaurant, Bayou Grill, to focus on his hustle full-time. Sam's DVD business exploded, bringing in hundreds of dollars daily, sometimes thousands in a week. The operation was so successful that it ran like a McDonald's drive-thru, with a constant line of customers. He even started wholesaling DVDs to others. But the hustle came with risks. The Motion Picture Association of America began cracking down on piracy, and Sam had to stay one step ahead. Fearful of a raid, Sam took drastic measures. He buried $250,000 in cash in his mom's backyard. Wrapping the bills in plastic and securing them with rubber bands, he dug deep into the dirt, hoping the stash would be safe. But when he came back to retrieve it after a life-changing trip to Eritrea in 2004, the plan had backfired. The safe was waterlogged, and much of the money was ruined. The family painstakingly dried the bills one by one using hair dryers. Despite their efforts, they lost around $50,000, and the rest of the money smelled terrible. They cashed the salvage bills in small increments at check cashing stores, making such a scene that some places banned them entirely. Generous with his earnings, Sam treated his mom to a Benz and bought his dad a Rolex, while keeping a simple wardrobe for himself. He stayed grounded as Nipsey's music career began to take off. But Nipsey's ties to the Rollin' 60s gang often pulled him into dangerous territory. The gang's violent reputation loomed over their family, and Sam worked hard to guide his brother onto a better path. Together, they started selling CDs and clothes out of the trunk of Sam's car at the corner of Crenshaw and Slauson. Police harassment was constant, but the brothers never let it break them. They refused to give up. By 2006, they opened their first store in a strip mall they grew up around, an early step in building their brand. Nipsey's mixtapes, like Bullets Ain't Got No Name, were gaining traction, and Epic Records eventually signed him. But just as things seemed to be looking up, Blacc Sam was arrested and they lost their storefront. After his release, Sam went back to hustling, selling t-shirts and socks to save up for a new store. As the driving force behind their operations, he was always thinking ahead, always strategizing. For him, it wasn't just about money, it was about creating a lasting impact for their community. Their unrelenting hustle and determination laid the foundation for the Marathon Clothing Store and All Money and Records. Together, they were building an empire, one step at a time. In 2017, a dream came true. The grand opening of the Marathon Clothing Store was a moment of pride and celebration for Nipsey Hussle and his brother, Blacc Sam. The store wasn't just a retail space, it was a statement. With cutting-edge technology and exclusive merchandise, it symbolized how far they'd come, from hustling in that very parking lot to owning it. Blacc Sam played a vital role in more than just the store. He was a driving force behind the creation of All Money and Records, a label built on empowerment and independence. In an industry notorious for exploitative contracts, Sam and Nipsey had a different vision. They wanted artists to have full control over their music, and Sam was at the forefront of making that happen. He managed the label's finances and encouraged Nipsey to take the independent route even when it seemed risky. To Sam, ownership wasn't just a strategy, it was a principle. Their focus wasn't just on making money, they were building a legacy, a blueprint for the next generation to follow. They wanted to prove that success was possible on their own terms, creating something that would outlast them. But their journey wasn't without its challenges. On September 14, 2018, a tense and dangerous situation erupted at the Marathon store. A rival gang member showed up, and an argument quickly escalated into gunfire. When the police arrived, the scene was chaotic, and witnesses were reluctant to come forward. One man, badly injured, accused Blacc Sam of assault. However, video footage later revealed a different story. It showed the man arriving with a weapon and fleeing after the confrontation. Despite this evidence, Sam was arrested and held on $1 million bail. After a month in jail, Sam was released, wasting no time in resuming his work. Just hours after his release, he was already flying to a meeting on a private jet. Surprisingly, his time in jail left him unharmed, but the same couldn't be said for what followed. In 2019, tragedy struck when Nipsey Hussle was murdered by a fellow gang member. Nipsey Hussle and Eric Holder grew up in the same South LA neighborhood and were both connected to the Rollin' 60s gang. But their lives took drastically different paths. Nipsey became a symbol of hope, a talented rapper and community leader who used his success to uplift others. Holder, on the other hand, struggled with his frustrations and insecurities, unable to find the same direction. Their lives tragically intersected in a way that would forever devastate their community. In December 2018, Nipsey celebrated a major milestone. His album Victory Lap earned a Grammy nomination, a moment of triumph that reflected years of hard work and dedication. But just a few months later, on March 31st, 2019, everything changed. That day, Eric Holder called a woman he knew, asking to hang out. They spent the afternoon driving aimlessly through South LA. Meanwhile, Nipsey was at his Marathon Clothing Store, as he often was, greeting fans and connecting with his community. He was a beloved figure in the area, someone people could approach and talk to. By chance, Holder and the woman pulled into the same shopping plaza. When the woman spotted Nipsey, she excitedly asked to take a picture with him. While she was focused on meeting the rapper, Holder went into a nearby burger spot to grab some food. What the woman didn't know was that Holder and Nipsey had a history. When Holder saw Nipsey, he walked over. They exchanged a few words, with Nipsey calmly bringing up a rumor that Holder had cooperated with the police. It wasn't a confrontation. Nipsey simply told him to address the rumor and be careful. After the brief conversation, Holder and the woman left the plaza, but Holder couldn't let it go. As they drove, he became agitated. At one point, he asked the woman to pull over so he could finish his food. Then, without warning, he loaded a gun, got out of the car, and walked back toward the Marathon Clothing Store. What happened next was quick and devastating. Holder confronted Nipsey and opened fire, shooting him multiple times in the head and chest. Despite his injuries, Nipsey managed to say, "You got me." Two bystanders, Lathan and Villanueva, were also injured in the shooting. Holder returned to the car, visibly shaken, and told the woman to drive away. She was confused and frightened, unsure of what had just happened. She'd heard gunshots but didn't know Holder was responsible or in danger himself. Back at the scene, Nipsey's brother, Samuel Asghedom, rushed to help. He tried desperately to save him until emergency services arrived, but the injuries were too severe. Nipsey was pronounced dead at 3:55 p.m., leaving behind a grieving family, friends, and a heartbroken community. Eric Holder was later convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to 60 years to life in prison. The harsh sentence reflected not only the brutality of the crime, but also its lasting impact on the community, which lost one of its brightest lights that day. During the trial, prosecutors argued that Holder's actions were deliberate and planned. They highlighted his decision to return to the scene and pointed to a chilling detail. He kicked Nipsey after the shooting, showing clear intent. The defense argued that the killing was a heat-of-the-moment reaction to their conversation, but the jury ultimately found Holder guilty. In a heartfelt interview with Big Boy, Nipsey's brother Blacc Sam shared the pain and disbelief he felt on that tragic day. He described how they had always taken security seriously, especially when Nipsey was at the store. Someone was usually stationed at the door to ensure his safety. That Sunday, the store was unusually busy. Their typical security protocols weren't followed, possibly due to distractions or customers needing assistance. Holder, known for his gang involvement, took advantage of the lapse. He scoped out the scene, left, and later returned to carry out the attack. Blacc Sam believes the shooting was premeditated. He pointed out inconsistencies in Holder's behavior, like his sudden change into a red shirt, suggesting nerves or a rush to act. For Sam, there was no doubt this was planned. But even in the midst of grief, Blacc Sam had to step up for his little brother. Blacc Sam shared that organizing a memorial for Nipsey Hussle was no easy task. When Nipsey tragically lost his life outside the Marathon clothing store, the community was devastated. The grief rippled far beyond Los Angeles, leaving people around the world mourning his loss. Finding the right venue to honor Nipsey's legacy was a challenge. Initially, there was no clear plan for how to host such a large gathering. But Karen Civil, a close friend and business partner of Nipsey, stepped in to help. She teamed up with LeBron James and Rock Nation to secure the Staples Center, now known as Crypto.com Arena. For Blacc Sam, it felt like fate. He described it as divine intervention, a way of ensuring Nipsey was honored properly. The memorial service was an unforgettable event. Thousands of fans came together to celebrate Nipsey's life and impact. Celebrities like Snoop Dogg, Beyonce, Jay-Z, and NBA stars joined the crowd, paying their respects to a man who had inspired so many. It was a testament to Nipsey's influence and the love he poured into his community. After the service, a massive funeral procession wound through the streets of South LA, stopping in front of the Marathon clothing store, a powerful symbol of Nipsey's commitment to his neighborhood. Fans lined the streets to say goodbye, many wearing his signature blue and white, holding signs, and playing his music. It was a bittersweet moment, both heartbreaking and beautiful, as the city came together to honor him. Blacc Sam revealed the difficulties they faced in organizing the procession. The police were hesitant, worried about potential chaos, but Sam and the team were determined to give Nipsey the farewell he deserved, one that reflected the love and admiration the community had for him. Reflecting on Nipsey's legacy, Blacc Sam admitted that carrying on his brother's mantra, "The marathon continues," isn't always easy. While the phrase inspires countless fans, Sam finds it hard to say. "It's hard for me to say it because bro's not here," he confessed. Yet, he knows the importance of keeping Nipsey's work alive. "We're just trying to continue what he started," Sam said. "It's our duty." However, honoring Nipsey's memory wasn't without challenges. Nipsey Hussle's estate is taking legal action to protect his legacy from an unexpected source, the Crips gang. Blacc Sam, Nipsey's brother and the administrator of his estate, filed a lawsuit after discovering the gang's attempt to trademark the phrase, "The marathon continues," a slogan deeply tied to Nipsey's life and work. The phrase, along with others like the Marathon Clothing and the Marathon Store, is part of a trademark portfolio Blacc Sam began building in 2016. These trademarks cover a wide range of products, from clothing and footwear to film production, and are central to preserving Nipsey's brand and the impact he worked so hard to create. In 2019, just 2 months after Nipsey's tragic death, the Crips gang filed their own trademark application for "The Marathon Continues." To Nipsey's family, this felt both disrespectful and insensitive, given the phrase's deep connection to his legacy. Blacc Sam was especially outraged, believing the move undermined everything Nipsey stood for. Initially, the Crips agreed to withdraw their trademark application, but they later reversed course, reigniting the dispute and forcing Nipsey's estate to take legal action. The battle became an emotional burden for the family, as they fought not just to protect a trademark, but to preserve the integrity of Nipsey's memory. Eventually, the Crips organization issued an apology, acknowledging the pain and confusion their actions caused Nipsey's family and fans. They expressed regret and reached out to Nipsey's sister, Samantha Smith, to offer a personal apology. Nipsey's estate is seeking financial compensation and legal protection to ensure that the trademarks remain under the family's control. Their goal is to safeguard Nipsey's legacy, ensuring his family receives the recognition and respect they deserve. However, legal disputes were just one of many challenges tied to Nipsey's name. You see, before Nipsey Hussle's untimely death, his neighborhood, including the area around his Marathon clothing store, was a target of heavy police surveillance. The LAPD had labeled the area a crime hotspot, deploying special patrols to monitor it closely. This often meant local residents were stopped and questioned, creating an atmosphere of distrust and tension. Nipsey was deeply rooted in his community, particularly around Crenshaw Boulevard and Slauson Avenue. He poured time, money, and effort into revitalizing the area, transforming it into a hub of opportunity and hope. Yet behind the scenes, the LAPD saw the same neighborhood as a problem. Their aggressive tactics seemed to contradict Nipsey's positive work, highlighting the tension between his vision for progress and law enforcement's approach to marginalized communities. One key part of the LAPD's strategy was Operation Laser, a controversial program that used data to identify crime hotspots. This program led to increased surveillance around the Marathon clothing store, with customers and residents often harassed or arrested simply for being in the area. Blacc Sam, Nipsey's brother, shared that this kind of treatment was nothing new. People were frequently stopped by police, and even Sam himself had been arrested on his birthday. Despite the store's efforts to uplift the community, the LAPD's presence made the environment feel hostile. The data-driven policing of Operation Laser disproportionately impacted Black and Latino residents, perpetuating practices like racial profiling. Shakir Rahman, a lawyer from the Stop LAPD Spying Coalition, argued that the collected data was used to justify ongoing surveillance in communities of color. Field interview cards, which gathered personal information from innocent people during stops, were often used to label individuals as gang members without evidence. This approach created fear and hindered the very progress Nipsey was trying to achieve. The LAPD's actions didn't stop with routine harassment. The Marathon clothing store itself became a key target. Internal documents revealed that the city labeled it a nuisance property, pressuring the landlord to evict Nipsey and his team. It seemed to be part of a broader plan to clear the area for gentrification, using law enforcement to displace longtime residents and businesses. Blacc Sam explained that the team worked tirelessly to transform the corner of Crenshaw and Slauson into a positive space, contributing to lower crime rates and better opportunities. Despite these efforts, the LAPD doubled down on their attempts to label the area a problem. However, the landlord recognized the value of Nipsey's work and sold the property to him and his team, marking a significant victory. Even after Nipsey's death, the city's efforts to target the Marathon clothing store continued. Officials used the same nuisance designation, further pressuring the business to close. For Blacc Sam, it was clear that the surveillance and harassment were part of a larger strategy to disrupt Nipsey's influence and the positive change he was bringing to the neighborhood. At one point, Nipsey and his team considered relocating to escape the relentless targeting. However, they remained determined to stay in their community and fight for their vision of revitalization. Despite the challenges, they temporarily closed the plaza, refusing to give up on their dream of creating lasting change in the neighborhood. And for Blacc Sam, preserving Nipsey's vision is more than a duty. It's personal. Since Nipsey's tragic passing, Blacc Sam has devoted himself to preserving his brother's legacy. While Nipsey was the public face of their shared vision, Blacc Sam was the driving force behind the scenes. From managing daily operations to strategizing for the future, his skills and determination were instrumental in making the Marathon clothing store a reality. His expertise in real estate played a crucial role in securing its location and setting the foundation for their broader ambitions. Blacc Sam isn't one to seek the spotlight. He's a private individual more comfortable working quietly to bring their shared dreams to life. But his commitment to both his family and community speaks volumes. He's ensuring Nipsey's vision lives on, expanding it through projects like community centers, housing developments, and business incubators, efforts that reflect the importance of ownership and lasting change. For Nipsey's children, Amani and Cross, that legacy is being passed down in tangible ways. Blacc Sam recently shared that the Marathon clothing store will officially belong to them, a powerful move to ensure their father's hard work directly benefits them. The store, which Nipsey opened in 2017 as a symbol of perseverance and long-term thinking, remains a cornerstone of his vision. Teaching Amani and Cross the value of entrepreneurship and ownership is a way to keep that vision alive for future generations. Beyond the store, Nipsey's children are also reaping the rewards of deals their father set in motion. Blacc Sam revealed that Puma, with whom Nipsey had a partnership, continues to make annual deposits into trust funds for Imani and Cross, as well as for Lauren London's son. This not only secures their financial futures, but also ensures that Nipsey's influence endures through fashion and business. Blacc Sam's efforts go beyond business. He's worked tirelessly to settle Nipsey's estate, ensuring all debts and taxes were paid so that Imani and Cross could inherit equal shares of their father's $11.3 million fortune. Lauren London manages Cross's share, while Blacc Sam oversees Imani's, guaranteeing that both children are protected and supported as they grow. Despite the challenges and heartbreak, Blacc Sam's dedication has been unwavering. Through trust funds, real estate investments, and the preservation of Nipsey's work, he's making sure Imani and Cross are not only financially secure, but also deeply connected to the legacy of their father. This is a testament to Nipsey's vision, the strength of his family, and the love they continue to share for him. Appreciate you watching. If you liked it, hit that like button and make sure to subscribe for more.